to another edition of Relocating to Disney. And here we are on the shores of Lake Ontario during a wintry New York afternoon. So, I've got a few things I wanted to give you an update on. First, talk a little bit about packing the house. So, my wife cleaning the bedroom, we have this mirrored dresser. And she took everything off and dusted it, cleaned all the little knickknacks that were on it, made it look gorgeous like she always does. And then she started putting the knickknacks back on. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. Why are you putting them back on? Why not just put them in a box and pack them? And she said, well, we're here for another 6 months. And I said, no, we're not. In 6 months, we'll be living in Florida. We're not going to be here for another 6 months. In fact, in about 6 weeks, we're going to have to put the house on the market. So that got her thinking, and she realized we're a lot closer to moving than we had thought about before. So yes, she packed it all away. The mirror dresser looks beautiful, but that started setting the right kind of mindset, because now we see this mirror dresser every day and we think, wow, we gotta get moving on this. We gotta start packing our stuff up. So that's kind of helped us to get motivated. You know, I've talked in the past, we've got a basement that we store all of our stuff, and we've been purging that, but we haven't done a whole lot to the 2 floors above. And that's where most of our stuff is. We've done a little bit, but not a lot. So now we have an approach for those 2 floors, and we're starting to pack things away. So that is perfect. That's exactly what we want to be doing. So I'm really happy to see that. Now let's talk a little bit here on time frames, because I had a huge eye-opener recently. In New York State, it can take 60 to 90 days to close a house. I didn't believe this when somebody told me that. I had to look it up. Sure enough, 60 to 90 days to close a house. Florida, maybe 30 days. Other parts of the nation, much faster. But 60 to 90 days to close a house in New York. So in order to meet our timelines of being fully relocated by July 1st, that means our New York house would have to be sold by New York 1st and closed. See, there's this thing called New York State taxes, and if you spend more than half the year in New York State, you got to pay a full year's worth of New York State taxes. Well, one way to get out of that is if you don't have a residency in New York. There's a bunch of other things. You can check out my blog article. But if I don't have my house sold by July 1st, I'm going to end up paying taxes, because that's a residency in New York. Now let's talk about here 60 to 90 days before July 1st. When do I have to have an offer on the house that I accept? Roll that back. May 1st. May 1st is roughly 60 days before July 1st. So when do I have to put this house on the market? Let's say it takes a month to sell it. I'm now at April 1st. Now, that's not enough time, because I still have to fix the house up. There's small little repairs and things I've got to do. So let's roll the clock back a little more. When do I have to get the contractors in so they can start doing some of this work? March 1st. So when do I have to pick my real estate agent? Because a real estate agent's going to come in and tell me the kinds of things I need to fix up in order to sell the house. Roll the clock back even more. End of February. What's today? Middle of February. So that means in a couple of weeks, I have to have a real estate agent picked out to come through the house to tell me what I need to fix up in order to get everything to happen the way it's going to happen, in order to have the house closed, assuming I can close it in 60 days, that's optimistic. I have to have all that done in order to close by July 1st. Wow, that was an eye-opener for me. I didn't realize that. If we're going to list the house by April 1st, that means the house has to be staged for selling, right? You can't just have a house with clutter and junk around. Not that we have a lot of clutter and junk around, but it needs to look appealing to somebody who's going to come and buy. And a house that looks appealing to somebody who's going to come and buy, it doesn't look lived in. It's got to look like a museum or something out of a magazine. That means we've got to clean off most of our bookcases. We have to move furniture around. We have to show big open spaces. That's a lot of work to do between now and April 1st. In addition to, we got painting, we got carpets need to be replaced, and whatever the real estate agent tells us that we need to do. So that was an eye-opener to me. And I think it's starting to be an eye-opener to the family too. So getting those next 2 floors packed up really helps. And again, it was just one mirror dresser. The decorations on that mirror dresser are now in a box. And that helps to set the pace and the attitude that we have to have, because our time is quickly running out. And when we pack this box up, now we've gone through our storage, our tub city with all of our totes, and we picked some things and set it aside and said, yeah, we want to take this to Florida. But we haven't really gotten serious to say, this is ready to be put on a truck. This is ready to go on a pod that's going to go in storage and sit there for a couple of months until we're in the new house, and then we'll have it delivered. We haven't really broached that. But now, all these decorations and knickknacks, we had to now approach this. We realized we don't have enough bubble wrap. We had to order more bubble wrap. But we used what bubble wrap we had, wrapped the crap out of everything, stuffed this box full of everything. And now comes the issue of what you read about all the time is you have to be organized. You have to just not fill boxes and stuff them in the corner. You got to document. You've got to put on the box what it is and where it's going. So that's what we did. And I started a box inventory on a spreadsheet. Box number 1 has knickknacks from the mirrored dresser. Hey, it's a start, right? It's a start. Now, my wife wants to get some fancy labels out of Amazon that tell the destination this box goes to. Each room has a different color and says bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, whatever. So she's going to order that and slap the sticker on the side of the box so that we know where it goes. And you write on the outside of the box what's inside of it. All of that is just common sense. And it's stuff that we all know and we hear about and we know we've got to do. But it's finally hitting home. It's finally here. And we've got to do it and get her done. So, got one box done, got one dresser cleared off. And now we've got the momentum going. We're thinking about what's next. Let's get this shelf done. Let's do that dresser. Let's get it ready. All right. So that was that update. Next thing. If you live in New York State, especially upstate New York like this, there's a store everybody knows, and that's Wegmans. And we love our Wegmans. But there's no Wegmans in Florida. There's Publix, but no Wegmans. And I've heard there's some kind of, I don't know if this is true or not, some kind of relationship between the owners of Publix and the owners of Wegmans where they've agreed not to cross each other's territories. So we're never going to see a Wegmans in Florida. Now, a lot of people say, oh, groceries are so much more expensive in Florida than any place else. And that's wrong. I've done the study. I did the research. If you shop at Walmart, at least in upstate New York, if you shop at Walmart, the prices are the same, for the most part, as Walmart in Florida. So groceries don't have to cost more. Now, if you like Wegmans and you're going to switch over to Publix, yeah, you're going to end up paying more. Now, we traditionally go to Wegmans, and because of the pandemic, we do the, you pull up your car and they throw the groceries in the back. So we order them online and we do the curbside delivery. But I started thinking, when we're in Florida, we're going to do curbside delivery or pickup or whatever they call it. We're going to be doing that with Walmart, not with Wegmans. So what I decided to do was let's start using Wegmans. I got a guy driving by in a snowmobile. That's so cool. So for 2 weeks now, we've been putting our order into Walmart, and then we drive over and they throw it in the back of the car. And I got to tell you, it's wonderful. Compared to Wegmans, because Wegmans uses Instacart, and Instacart jacks the prices up. The prices are so much cheaper at Walmart. I'll give you an example. A pound of bacon at Wegmans through Instacart is about $7.50. Yeah. But I can get that same pound of bacon over at the Walmart for like $3.50. So by shopping at Walmart instead of Wegmans, using Instacart, I'm not just saving nickels and dimes, I'm going to save dollars. It's going to be huge. So I'm really looking forward to, between now and when we move, continuing shopping at the Walmart. I'll still go to Wegmans for a few items. There's some things I really like at Wegmans. For the most part, it's going to be Walmart from here on out. Get us used to shopping that way, because when we go to Florida, it's all going to be Walmart. And I assume the pandemic's still going to be going on this summer. So we'll still be doing the curbside. All right. Next up. Next week we go to Florida. Gonna really miss this snow. Not really. Not at all. Next week we go to Florida. We fly out on this weekend. We're there for a week. We got everything planned out that we want to do. We're going to look at furniture stores. We're going to look at the property in the area around Mineola, specifically to where we've decided that we want the house built. What else are we doing? We're going to go to the design center, and I'm going to hold on to my wallet when we go there. It's going to be super expensive, but there's some things that we absolutely have to do for this new house. They say be careful at the design center. Don't do a lot, because you can spend $100,000 at the design center. But there is a couple of items that we absolutely have to do. For example, the KB model 3016, you can look it up, has this big open area. The kitchen is on one side, the living room's on the other side, and you put a table in the middle, and that's where you eat. But the table is going to sit on carpet, because that's another issue is, do you pay to have the first floor all tile, or do you just accept the carpets? And the general thinking, and you do what you got to do, but you just accept the carpet because that's the cheapest flooring, and then later you come in and put tile wherever you want the tile, because you can pay somebody afterwards to put the tile in cheaper. Now, the downside to that, the tile is not going to be in your 30-year mortgage, so you're not going to pay for it across 30 years. You're going to pay for it up front. But anyways, we absolutely do need, however, the tile to extend over to the living room, so the table is sitting on tile. And so that's like one of those things has to happen. It's got to be there. So we've planned out the Florida trip. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll have some updates. I'll post those. You'll see them. So while I was recording, I got about 2 inches of snow on my battery pack, and that was the end of recording. I shorted out the battery pack. So I'm just going to close out now. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.
Thank you.